Well, it was great to see my sons. All 93 of them in today, and it was great to get out on the football field and see our players just get out there. It was great to see them execute fairly well. Again, we got a long way to go the first day and all that, but it was just great to get everybody out there and running around, and I like to see them that they were engaged, staying focused throughout the whole practice, and we're looking forward to continue to get better and better each and every day. So it's just great to see our sons back out on the football field again as far as here at Liberty University. Quarterbacks, Stefan looks sharp for the first day out. I'm glad to see that he's accustomed to running our offense. It was great to, we got it tuned in as far as in the spring ball as far as with Coach Daly, our new offensive coordinator, and it's good to see that they obviously had been doing some things to be sharp and pretty good here as far as the first day out, as far as being lined up. Again, execution got to still be some things, but it was just the organization and being organized, and him in the huddle and making those calls was good to see. And got Rudd Urick, Steve Calvert, and Spencer Jones are all the other three guys that are in at the quarterback position, and they're all learning some things. Rudd's the only guy who was here in spring, and so we got the other guys that got some reps in too.
What's your running back situation? How's Frankie Hickson play into that running back situation?
Well, I think we're going to probably have two guys for sure going to play quite a bit, maybe three guys. Again, it's early yet, but I think we're going to have quite a few guys that can mix in as far as playing running back. Todd Macon, Frank Hickson there. You got Carrington Mosley going to be in the mix there as far as that goes. So we'll have enough people in there and stuff. We'll figure that out here as we go along here in the next couple of weeks.
Aside from running back, where do you anticipate your big position battles being?
Well, I think offensive line is always going to be to see how we're going to mix that up and seeing who's going to play what. We got some guys returning, obviously, but we may make a few little changes at different positions and playing center or guard or tackle or whatever. So we're obviously trying to find the top five, but more importantly, trying to get about 7 or 8 guys that we feel good about that can play multiple positions. So I think the offensive line is going to be a position here in the next 3 weeks before our first ball game to really see how that all shapes out. The secondary will be another place where we need to find out some the starters, 1 and 2, and also some depth at those positions. I like our athleticism. It's just a matter of trying to find out who is going to be the key people that can continue to impress us and deserve some opportunities to play.
Conversely, where do you feel like you have the most depth at?
The most depth, I'll probably say the most depth is probably going to be in the secondary. Again, there's been a few guys that hadn't played a lot, but I'm just talking about talent-wise and being able to see what they can do. We feel very, very good about the talent that we have there in the back end, particularly the safeties and the corners is what specifically I'm talking about. So I feel good about the talent. We just got to figure out what's the good mixture that we want to put together there in that aspect of it.
Overall, the new offense that's being put in, how's that coming together so far?
Well, the first day, I liked the way we came out, and I thought the guys were pretty good in getting lined up. So that shows and tells me a little bit they had been working on it during the summer on their own to have a good flow of things. Again, obviously the execution still has a long way to go, but I like the organization as far as the terminology and getting all those different things going. And we just got to keep on every day just trying to take a step to get better and better in our execution so it'll be prime time ready to go here on September 3rd.
I know you spoke about Stefan earlier, but what has his progression been like from spring now into the new role as the starter?
Oh, I think confidence is probably, if I had to say the one thing, which is a good thing. Again, he's not a talker as far as talking about how he can play and this and that and other, but just his body language, the way he goes about communicating to his teammates, communicating the plays and all that at the line of scrimmage. Again, he's played quite a bit of ball as far as just being in the games. Obviously, he just hadn't been the guy. And now there's always a little bit of difference when you are kind of the guy and seeing how you respond. But I like the way his demeanor is, I like the way his approach is, and I like the way he's going about his business.
Coach, year in, year out, your program's always in the conversation for winning the Big South. This year you guys were picked second. Just your thoughts and feelings about that.
Oh, it's not a matter of where we start. It's about where we finish. And so I'm good about where that. Obviously, in most cases, you choose the team who had won the conference before, and they always have, to me, in my aspect of it, they have earned that right as for somebody who is a defending champion, have a right to be the person that you got to beat. And so we feel good about where we're at, where we need to be, and where we're going to need to be at the start of the season. And like I said, I'm all carried by where we finish.
What do the next few weeks hold as far as your plan for training camp? I mean, what the first couple weeks, try to get guys acclimated again. Then when do you start implementing Virginia Tech game plan and all that stuff?
Yeah, we'll go a solid 2 weeks just kind of going against each other and then trying to find our personnel matchups, trying to run different schemes that we different plays that we're trying to test out and see, do we keep them, do we throw them out, offense, defense, and even some special teams for the first 2 weeks. Really a lot of evaluation and doing fundamentals. Then that third week, we'll decide what we got going on and get ready for Virginia Tech at that particular time. And so we'll just take it one day at a time. We got a plan ahead, and we got it laid out now. It's up to our coaches and then our players to execute the plan.
What are the big differences between Stefan and Josh Woodrum from last year?
Oh, I would say the biggest difference is just the athleticism for running ability. Both can run. Josh can run, and Stefan also. But I think Stefan has a little bit better skills as far as running the ball. That would probably be the biggest difference. Josh was probably a guy maybe just a little bit more accurate in the passing game per se on that. But Stefan has really done a great job, and I anticipate him that we won't be too far off as far as being able to completion percentage.
With the rules changes that were in effect for this year, have you had a chance to see the film that the officials want you to do in terms of blocking scheme with the shortened tackle box, and how do the guys react to maybe those changes in this first practice?
Well, I guess officially I do not have the actual replays of them as far as what they have done. It should be on the way. We've talked about it, and we kind of understand what the rules are, and we'll go over that here as soon as we get that videotape and show it to our players more specifically. But we kind of understand it all. It affects us a little bit. Anybody on the offensive side, you got to make some adjustments. We don't have to make a whole lot of adjustments because a lot of the times is the cut blocks that they're talking about at the second level and different alignments of where you're at, you can do and you cannot do. So, again, it doesn't affect us a whole lot. We didn't do a whole lot of that. But, again, we just got to be aware of it and on the defensive side and the offensive side of the ball. So we'll get it coached up and taught up here. Our officials will be in on Saturday, and we'll touch base with them about it and go over it with our team.
How different will it be for special teams in camp here this year?
Well, I think the number one thing, if I would say, is different in special teams, is just Scott Downing is our special teams coordinator. Unfortunately, we haven't been as good as I would want our special teams to be in every phase, particularly in our return game. We haven't had a whole lot of success of being able to get those things, whether it's punt return or kickoff return or anything of that nature. I think we got to really work on that. I feel great about Scott Downing. He's always done a tremendous job wherever he's been all over the country, and he's been a tremendous asset already in just a short time he's been here, and I think we'll see some of those results as we play in the fall. The kicking game there, John Lunsford has left, and we feel good about Alex Probert coming in, a true freshman. Has a solid leg, pretty accurate. His leg's not going to be as strong as John Lunsford. It's not going to be too many of that. He's a special guy there as far as with his leg. But I do feel very, very good about Trey Turner, our punter, has been an all-conference player, and then Hunter Winstead, a solid long snapper. So we're solid there. We just fine-tuning a few things, making a few little different schemes that we're changing up. But I feel very, very excited about going into the season with Scott Downing being our special teams coordinator.
Coach, pretty strong schedule this year, leading off obviously with Virginia Tech. First time that Liberty's played a FBS school from the state of Virginia. Just your thoughts and feels about Virginia Tech and the schedule as a whole, because it is a pretty strong schedule.
Yeah, we have a very competitive schedule, very strong, and we a lot of good teams on there we're going to be facing. We're a good football team, and it's a lot about the timing and sometimes a lot of times the health of your football team and all the different things that go on. So again, we're ready to show the people in our country, that we can compete against anybody. It's very, very challenging, and we'll be ready to play.
I know it's only day one, but does that strength of schedule add to the motivation? Does it help you out as a coach to really get them focused, being like, hey, we've got a slate of games that are coming up here we've really got to be ready for?
Well, I think number one thing is just the schedule of 2016, but also the unfortunate that we didn't play to our potential last year. So the combination of both of those things we got a lot of things to be motivated for us to play better this football season. So we just play one game at a time, go out and play the best we can, and let God take care of the results.
I'm sure the players love it, but do you like playing Virginia Tech right out of the gate, first game of the season?
Oh, it's all good. It definitely helps as far as a coach, as far as during the summer. You know, you're playing a great football team, great football program, and so our guys know that they got to be ready to go right out the gate. They can't be just wondering about this another opponent or anything of that nature. We're ready to get ourselves ready to play the best game that we possibly can, and they're a tremendous opponent, and it's great to be in the state of Virginia, and so it'll be a great environment for us to play in and a privilege for us to play in.
Health-wise, how did Kendall Kuhlman and Irwin look out there today?
Kendall Kuhlman, they all both finished the practice very, very well. Didn't see anything there. It was good to have them out there at full go and all that. And, you know, we may monitor him on a few reps here and there as we continue to move on, and particularly the first week, and then kind of see how it goes and continue to add reps to him as we move along.